What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream that we're going to get to dig in a little bit. And today I want to talk about 3 mistakes that we see a lot of, especially new channels, but there's even older channels right now that are making this mistake, or these 3 mistakes, I should say. And we're going to cover them here today because we get a lot of people, whether it's people here on the channel that are subscribers, or if it's some of our students, some of our clients, it's generally going to fall under this little checklist that we run, but these 3 different areas. And really there's 3 different mistakes. Hopefully we're going to be able to cover them here with you today. And you can go ahead and check your own stuff. Because the thing is we need to be doing this if we're not getting the results that we want to get. All right. Now there's sometimes you're going to be putting out videos and everything is great. Everything is lining up, but the algorithm just doesn't want to give you the love yet, doesn't want to give you the push. And that's okay. That's going to happen. Scotty and I went back on our channel, I think it was about a week ago, and we were digging through our analytics when we first launched, like within the first month. We had videos that were like 2 days old that had like 5 views. And it was frustrating and deflating and upsetting. But we just said, you know what? We got to keep feeding. We got to keep feeding the algorithm and letting them know who we want to serve. The other thing is then we have to kind of readjust maybe a little bit and say, maybe we're a little too broad. Maybe we got to go ahead and narrow in on our audience. And then we actually found an audience that we started to get shown to. And then we were like, wait a minute here, that's not the audience we want. So then we had to kind of back out of that audience because it wasn't the audience that we wanted to attract. And honestly, you're gonna go through this a little bit. All right. As you're kind of finding your audience, you are going to be probably saying like, I think I got to fine tune things a little bit. This channel right here, right now, we are primarily focusing on and helping small channels, right? Not a new channel that's like, I mean, it's still a new channel it can be, but it's like, let's just say that it's a small channel, a channel that might be a year old, 2 years old, 5 years old, and they've only got 800 subscribers and they haven't been monetized yet, right? They're already up and running is what I'm trying to say, right? That's who we're focusing on because that's who we've attracted and that's who we think we can help. But I'm going to be real with you right now. We are also wanting to reach coaches and course creators. That's what I've been doing for the last 15 plus years. And I've built multiple 6 and 7 figures on the back of YouTube. And I want to share that, but we're not attracting that audience yet. I actually did a video about 3-4 weeks ago targeting that audience and it didn't do that well. Got like 400 views. But then I said this to Scotty the other day, I go, you know what? As much as that hurt, we got to do that. We have to actually go and try to attract that audience, even though we might not be getting the views, because right now the views don't need to be as high for us to be able to help a course or a coach, type person, because they might be selling something for $500 or $1,000 or $5,000. And for them, 400 views on a video is great. And if we can just attract some of those people, we can help those people. So what I'm trying to say is we do need to figure out who that audience is. And we're going to talk about this all here right now. And Scotty is finally here. I see him in the back room. So let's get you added in here. There he is. He made it.
Yeah.
Scotty actually texted me, said, I'm going to be a little bit late, I think, because I got to go get my keys. I left my keys to my house at school. So there he is. Look at him flying in at the seat of his pants. And Scott, I got 50 people almost warmed up for you, man. You ready?
I was here actually right at 4. I just didn't want to interrupt your point you were going with. I was here.
I want to point something else out right now. You notice anything new in this shot?
I do. I'm a little jealous that mine's not in yet.
Does anybody notice anything new right now? Just let us know in the comments. Do you notice anything new? It's not Scotty's haircut. I'll let you know that, by the way. Anybody notice anything? Let's go ahead and put it in the comments. And let's see if we see anything new. I'm not seeing anything yet, but we might have a little bit of a delay. Yay! Sally's Garden Solutions. Yes. Yes. Look at that shirt, guys. Designed it myself, by the way. Learn, teach, impact. It's a great message. And by the way, we've got some merch available down below the video. So if you want to check it out, go for it. You can support the channel. We've got some other designs going to be coming out, but this is going to be our theme. Help people learn, teach, impact, all of that good stuff. So I'm excited, Scotty. I'm ready to dig in. I kind of set the stage here. I kind of teed it up a little bit. And I know these are things that you and I, we go through a lot with our clients. We go through a lot with our students, and even just people that are on a live stream that is our subscribers on the YouTube channel. And it comes down to like, I'm not getting views. I'm getting like 50 views of video or 100 views of video, or maybe you're getting 1,000 views and you want 5,000. You're like, why can't I get more? Well, here's the deal. We're going to talk about these three things. Scotty, let's kick it off with the first one. All right. Let's just kind of dive in and let's just kind of get into it. The first mistake that I see people making, we made it ourselves. So I'm not going to sit here and say, we've never made these mistakes. We're perfect. Not at all. All right. Here's the deal. The very first thing, we can have the best thumbnail. We can have the best intro on our video. We can have the best content in our video. But if we don't have, I know you guys are thinking I'm going to say title. We might get there, but that's not the number one thing. The number one thing is you don't have your niche defined, or niche, or nicho, however you want to say it. So Scotty, I want to talk about that because that's a big one. There's a couple of different things I want to talk about here, but if you don't know who it is you're targeting and what problem you're helping them with, and I know you're going to say, I'm not helping with a problem. I'm helping someone crochet. Their sweater is not coming out the way that they want it to because they don't know how to do a certain thing. So you are in fact solving a problem. Mm-hmm. If someone's playing guitar, they can't play that riff. They are having a problem. Okay. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean it's got to be like a life-threatening problem, right? Mm-hmm. You right now, you're watching this. You might be having problems with your views. That's why we're here. We're here to help you. Okay. Yep. So let's talk about that, Scotty. So like, we see it a lot. Like, what's the thing that people need to do in order to check and see, okay, is my niche even there? And am I targeting them? And am I doing it religiously? Like, am I doing it on because a lot of people are like, yeah, I put out a couple videos. Mm-hmm. What do you want to say about that?
I think the first part is, like you said, is let's define what your niche is. And I love that we get a bunch of people that are like, oh, this is my niche. My niche is beauty and fitness and makeup and this. And I'm like, no. You just gave me 6 different niches. Okay, I'm glad that you want to talk about all these things, but and then people are like, yeah, but I just want to do my thing. Well, you can do your thing. You're just not going to get the traction. So don't get upset when it doesn't happen. Yeah. And I'm not saying you can't talk about all these things. The problem is, think about this. You're training an algorithm, right, to push you in front of an audience. Just because you talk about, makeup doesn't mean, even though there's some people in it that also follow fitness, doesn't mean they're going to want to see those videos. So when YouTube pushes it out to the makeup people that's also into fitness, it's a smaller pool. And then it gets smaller and smaller the more you kind of go out. If you only target one of those, and let's just say I'm using makeup right now, like makeup or cosmetology or whatever, and it's just, that's all you're putting every video, who do you think eventually, once you put enough content out, YouTube's going to push it to, right? Makeup, cosmetology, any of that, it's going to go to that, right? Yep. Beauty, it's going to go into that. Yeah. But what a lot of people, it's not even that they don't understand. I don't think they're willing to take a back seat to all the ideas they have and just stick with one to get that momentum. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, I didn't even talk to you about this. The other day I was looking up, I was watching an interview, and it was actually on a gaming streamer. And one thing they were talking about for YouTube, because YouTube's how they blew up, and it took them years, right? But they were like, I didn't care. I just wanted to post it. And they focused on only one game. It was like 2K or whatever. And they posted that, and they're like, I don't care. I'm just going to keep posting it. And what they noticed is, and it's true. Now that I think about it, this is literally it. Any channel, no matter what niche you're in, you need to get momentum in something. If you do not get momentum, you're not going to get any push. Like, it's not going to happen. You could have one video go viral, but if you have nothing else behind it or in front, it's not going to do anything. You need the momentum. And it's a lot of people too, like they'll have that one viral video and they don't know what to do next. And then they might take a couple weeks off, and then the next video is a dud, right? Because they don't have anything ready to prep and put out there. So my thing is, you need to get momentum in something. The easiest way to do that is to define one niche, right? Obviously validate it. When we say validate it, make sure it is getting views for other channels. Make sure there's big channels out there. That I don't care if there's a channel that has millions of subscribers. You're like, oh, I can't compete with them. You can. You're just going to take a small portion of what their audience is, and you're going to put it out there.
I love what Shalina said. I want to put this up here. I love this concept. Focus on providing value. Don't worry about the money. It will follow. Yes. And here's the deal. I agree with you, but we also have to know that eventually the money can be there because we have to do the validation that there's actually an audience there. So I agree with you 100%. But the backside of that is we got to make sure that there's actually potential there, and that we're not just doing something for nothing. Like we're drilling for water and there's no water down there ever. And we're drilling like 600 feet before we hit water. We're never going to hit water. Right. So we definitely have to make sure that we're able to do that. Let us know in the comments right now, if you can define your niche. I want to know in the comments, what is your niche? I want you to define it. If you could throw a hook in the pond and you're going to fish into your pond of people, what is that niche? Who is it? That's what I want to know. Like a lot of times people are like, oh, it's a niche. Okay. It's the guitar niche. We can actually say, okay, what kind of guitar playing are we talking about? Right? Because if you're a guitar teacher that teaches country or blues and I want to do heavy metal, I'm going to look for heavy metal guitar, even though guitar is in there. Right? We have to really define that. So I want to know, who is it? Like, who are we targeting? Who are we trying to cast our net on, right? Or around? And it's really important. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't branch out. Like, let's say that you are into teaching guitar and you're like, I teach, classical guitar, but I also know how to teach, like, to play country, right? Or another type of guitar. And you're like, okay, but I'm going to start with classical. And then maybe then you're going to eventually branch out and you're going to do another sub niche inside of there, but you have to know where you're going. Right. So that's, I think, really, really important. And this is, again, I want this to be like a little checklist that you guys can go through and really start to think about, who is the person you are trying to attract that you can potentially help. The other question I want to ask, and I want you guys to play along here, is let us know also, are you a coach or a course creator or someone that has a service that you're going to be selling on the back end of your channel? Completely different, by the way. If you're just trying to get views because you want to get monetized, and that's where the payday is for you, which, by the way, not a great idea. And if you are brand new to our channel, download the 100K roadmap. Scotty put that up on the bottom of the screen. If you want to download our 100K roadmap, it'll walk you through in the 3 phases of building it out. So this way here, you're not going to fall in the trap of just going after AdSense, because it's risky. All right. But I just want to know, because here's the deal. If you're selling something that's, I don't know, $200, $500, $1,000, like whatever it is, okay, you need probably less people to view your video than someone that's trying to just get views so they can go ahead and get the AdSense money. Like completely different world. Okay. So I would love to know that in the comments. So with that all being said, that's number one. That's a big, massive mistake, by the way. Right. And it's something that's correctable. It's correctable. And right now we are actually finally, after 9 months, settling in a little bit to where we know who we're attracting and who we're targeting. But we also know in the back of our mind, we have this other side over here that we want to start to put content out that's going to attract them, knowing that the views are not going to be as high, and that's okay. Right? So we have to be okay with that. It's not, I don't care about the views as long as they're the right views. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's the big thing. All right. So niche, really, really important. Make sure that you get that dialed in, and it'll definitely help you. So moving on to number 2. Okay. The second mistake that we see being made is the title is not doing the job of finding that audience. Okay. So we started with the niche, right? You got to know what that is. So now the title is kind of made up, and it used to be how to. Everything was like how to, I don't know, fix a flat tire on a Jeep, right? Like it was that detailed. I mean, when I first started, it was in photography space, and I was teaching Photoshop, and it was like how to cut out an image in Photoshop. Like it was like that. right? How to improve photo coloring in Photoshop, right? Like it was all of that stuff. Nowadays, it's different. It's browse. So a lot of the browse stuff, we have to, number one, still have that keyword in there, not the how-to aspect, but the keyword of who is it? So right now, if I was doing that same video, it would be more like 3 Photoshop tricks that I don't know, earned me an extra $1,000
hours of editing,
or saved me hours of editing, right? Or something like that, right? It would be that. So I'm still going after people that are interested in Photoshop for photography, but I'm also throwing some curiosity-based stuff in there to hook the viewer. So when they're scrolling and they stop and they see that, because the thumbnail will do the job, then from there, we're able to then grab the attention off of the title. But the title is signaling the algorithm. The algorithm says, oh, this video is about, you know, whatever, Photoshop. Okay, cool. Oh, and it's about photographers because it's in the title. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put it in front of them. Then we start getting impressions, and then we get into the thumbnail and the intro hooks and all of that fun stuff. But if we don't have the niche defined, we can't really create an effective title. Okay, and by the way, Scotty, go ahead and tell them how if they want to get some help with some titles. We got a free resource for you.
Oh yeah, we got our hooks swipe file. All you gotta do is comment hooks. These are 10 of the best outliers that we've put together for you. Again, totally free. All you gotta do is comment hooks. We'll send you the link. And these outlier titles is exactly what you're explaining. It's more curiosity based. You have where you're gonna literally plug in your niche. So you're just gonna add a couple keywords of your niche, and you're gonna put that in there. And, you know, these have been proven to work on not just our channels, but, you know, clients' channels, even people that have just gotten the swipe file and not done any of our training have done it. And we've got people reported back, I have 10x my views, like whatever, like, yeah, I'm getting so many more impressions, this and that, because it's a browse type of title. It's not a how to search anymore. Not that these can't be searched up either. Like, these are still searchable titles. The thing is, though, is now that we're putting, you know, more of a curiosity kind of title together with the keywords in there, now you're getting the best of both. You're going to get a browse up front, and then you're still going to get that evergreen where, you know, down the road that search is going to start coming in. And perfect example, we had a couple old videos that right now they're still getting pushed and actually starting to turn into search. It started all browse, and now we're starting to get some search. You can see when you look at the percentages of where it's coming from, like search is starting to go up a little bit, and this is like months later. So out the gate, we're getting mainly browse and recommended, which is where we want to be. And then later on, now we're starting to get some search. So again, try those out. If you haven't gotten them already, just comment hooks and we'll send you them.
Yeah, let the people know in the comments too that are posting hooks. If they have a problem, they can just go in the description as well. I did want to bring this up. Mindflow cycle. Can going viral actually hurt by not attracting quality viewers who want your services? I'm so glad that you brought that up. So glad, because I was actually going to bring it up before and I forgot about it. But thank you. So here's the deal. We've got one of our students, actually was a client, then now he's going through our 1K collective, but basically he went viral. He's got a video that's got like 1.5 million views. Okay. And that he's a vocal coach. Name is Mike. And he helps people with vocal training. So he did a reaction video with a popular band and a singer, and people just watched it to see his reaction. That was it. It wasn't that they were interested in singing. So what happened? Well, I think he got like 30 or 40,000 subscribers off that video. And from that, he had 1 million plus views. But then guess what? He started posting content about how to increase your vocal range or how to hit high notes, and it gets like 300 to 400 views, right? So that's the problem. So be careful on just chasing views to go, I went viral. Where's the big benefit? Because if you go viral and you attract 30,000, 40,000 subscribers, yes, that's great and all. But if they're not the right subscribers, that can actually hurt you, because now when you put a video out, the first thing that YouTube's going to do is it's going to show it to your audience. It's going to go, hey, new video. Here's Mike's got a new video. And they're like, well, I didn't subscribe for that. And so then they don't even click on it. And then guess what? Your click-through rate goes down. What happens then? It tells the algorithm, this isn't really a good video. It's not doing well with impressions to clicks, right? So you got to be careful with that. So just chasing views because you think you're going to get views, not always good. Same thing can happen with shorts. We've got one of our other students, Jess, And she's basically done shorts up until probably about 2-3 months ago. 8,000 subscribers from shorts. Guess what? She's doing long form now, 200, 300. She's gotten some now that are over 1,000 because she's been working with us in our program. But before that, you put out a video and get 100 views with 8,000 subscribers. Because why? They're interested in, 30 seconds, 1 minute, now 3 minutes. But really, and YouTube did that with the 3-minute one. I don't know that that's going to be effective. I'd love to see how many people are watching all the way through on a 3-minute short, because people that are into shorts, it's like a TikTok short or an Instagram reel, right? It's like quick, just swipe quick, boom, boom, boom. So you got to be careful with the going viral. We like micro viral. That's what we call it. We coined it ourselves. So if you hear that being said somewhere else, they copied us. Just saying. That's going to start surfacing. You watch.
It is.
But micro viral, what that is for us is like if your channel has 5,000 subscribers and you have a video that gets even 10,000 subscribers, that could be considered micro viral, because for you've gotten more than your subscriber count. We typically will say for our own channel, because we're at about 23, 24,000. Are we at 24,000? Yeah, we just crossed 24,000, right? So 24,000. If we have a video right now that gets 30 to 50,000, we consider that's an overachiever. So that's a micro viral. And typically when that happens, it'll go on to do 50, 60, and 100,000 views. That's a micro viral. That micro viral will get us another 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. It'll get us more watch time hours. It'll get us a whole bunch of engagement, email addresses, like all of that stuff. So anyway, that's the micro viral stuff. Anyway, just be careful on the viral stuff. All right, Scotty, moving on. Let's get on to number 3. And some of you, what do you guys think number 3 is? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you know what the third mistake is. What would the third mistake be? We talked about the niche. We talked about the title, because if you don't have the right niche and then the title isn't good because it doesn't reflect on the niche, it doesn't work. What would be the third thing that could be a problem? There we go. Thumbnail. Unattractive thumbnail. So it's not even the unattractiveness. We did Scotty, do you remember? We did one about 2 weeks ago. We have a guy that's in our 1K collective, and he does kettlebell training. And so we looked at some of his competitors to do some, research, and this one was terrible, right? But the video was crushing. The click-through rate must have been crushing. And so we're like, we got to model that, right? We have to model that look, because that's what people are being attracted to. But the main thing is this, and I covered this the other night. We did a workshop, which, by the way, guys, we can call a little time out here. We did a workshop about a week ago now. We're going to be doing monthly on different topics and different goals. And we're going to be going between like a very inexpensive paid workshop where we'll kind of hang out for 2 hours and we'll kind of like tackle one project. And then we're going to also sprinkle in some free ones. If you guys are interested in getting notified on that, Scotty, I think we have if you go to livevideoschool.com/workshop, if you go to that link, that should take you to the page, and you can jump on that list, and we'll give you a notification or just let you guys know what we're doing. It should be in there, Scotty.
I don't.
Yeah, I thought it was. Let me see here. I just slid it up a little bit, or they can just comment workshop, I guess.
Just comment.
Yeah, just comment workshop, and we'll get you the details. Basically, you'll just put your name and email address in, and then we'll notify you when we're going to do one. We actually got one that I'm going to be announcing this Friday that we're going to be doing the following Saturday. I'm pretty excited about that one. But anyway, the thumbnail. So, like I said, we did a workshop the other day, and I really outlined this the way that I wanted to. I want you to think about this. Your thumbnail's job is not to signal the algorithm, to have the algorithm go, oh, they got a new thumbnail, we should show it more. That's not how it works. The way it works is the title gets you the impressions, and then the thumbnail gets the scroll to stop and then gets the click. Okay? So if your thumbnail, I want you to think about this for a second. If your thumbnail does not tell the story of what that video is about, or invokes curiosity about what that topic is about, it's not going to do as well. I'll just tell you right now, right? the days of just like having this like really flashy like thumbnail and all these bold colors and just busy, it's like Mr. Beast style, right? But even if you looked at Mr. Beast, his are a curiosity base with like a big yacht behind him and like a whole bunch of money or something, right? You're like, oh, yacht, money, huh? I'd want that, right? So you know that's what that video is going to be about, something about like winning some money or something, right? But that's an extreme. We don't need to do that anymore. Literally, ours are generally going to be a screenshot. Like this thumbnail for this live was a screenshot, and then basically a couple of elements in it. And those elements are there purposely. So you want to make sure that when someone is scrolling, and let's say that you're into guitar, you better have something on that thumbnail that represents it's about guitar.
Yep.
If you don't, and you're like, why aren't people clicking up? Why do I have a 0.9% click-through rate? And why is my video not getting pushed? Because when people are scrolling, yes, they might be into guitar, but they don't know it's into guitar because they're not reading the title at first. They're looking and scrolling. How many of you are sitting there reading titles or looking at thumbnails when you're scrolling? I mean, I know it's kind of a dumb question, right? Like we're all like scrolling and we're looking at thumbnails. And then if the thumbnail grabs our attention, we read. That's how I operate. I don't know if I'm the only one, but that's how it works. Okay. So we have to understand that thumbnail's job is to, yes, draw attention, but then also tell what is that thing about, or what, like if I'm looking at it at like guitar stuff and I see something come across there and it shows, even if it shows like Eddie Van Halen, right? Like I am a guitar player. I love guitar, right? If I saw a picture of Eddie Van Halen and then someone like looking at him and then like pointing at the guitar and going like, the secret lick that no one ever knew about, or this Eddie's, secret lick, or, and lick is just like that little quick little thing, right? I know what that means because I'm a guitar player. If you're not, you don't know what that means. But I see Eddie Van Halen guitar, boom, I know it's about guitar. I know it's about a shredder, right? I see an arrow pointing at the fretboard. I'm like, I want to know what that is, right? But if you didn't have that and all you had was yourself sitting there on camera because you want to be on camera, because we all want to be on camera, right? We all want to be in the thumbnail. We're like, they're going to click because they see me in the thumbnail with my glasses on. They don't care about me. They care about maybe my emotion in it. I might be looking at the guitar going like, whoa, or like, oh my gosh, what is that? What is he doing? Right? It might be that. So there's emotion in the face, right? There's some type of emotion, whether it's excitement, whether it's sadness, whether it's curiosity. And then the piece that a lot of people are missing is like, how do I know that video is about guitar if there's not a guitar in it?
Yep.
Right? If it's about growing bigger tomatoes, you better have a big red tomato in there somewhere.
Yep.
Right? So the thumbnail is a massive, massive mistake that people are making because they're creating a thumbnail. They might even be split testing, but they're not representing the video. People have to read. We don't want to read at first. We just want to scroll. Okay. So let me know in the comments. Was that helpful? Let us know. Anything you want to add to that, Scotty?
No, I think you're right on track with everything. I guess I'll just emphasize again, and I say this to everyone, whether you're in our class, if you're live right now, I'll tell you the same thing, that when you're creating a thumbnail for a video, before you put any text, I want it to tell the story. I want it to tell what it's about. And the text is just more curiosity you're bringing to it, right? To kind of put the icing on the cake. So to your point, if without the text, you don't have any sort of screenshot of something, or you don't have any, proof that what you're going to be talking about has to do with guitar or has to do with tomato plants or whatever, and I have no clue without the text, then the text, like, not everyone's going to read the text. The only time people really read the text is because they're interested in what the surroundings look like. And then that reels them in even more to build the curiosity. Now I read the title. Now it all makes sense. Now it all relates. Now I'm going to click on the video.
Yeah.
Right. But if it doesn't relate at all, or to you it might, but to them, and you know what you say all the time, which is 100% true. I want you to take your thumbnail. Don't put any text. Go up to a friend, a family member, whoever. And I want you to show them the thumbnail without the text and ask them, what do you think this video is about? And it doesn't have to be like exactly it, but if they say, I don't know, something with, how to play the guitar. Yeah. So it is something to do with guitar.
Yep.
Right. So if they're not able to say that out of just the imagery you're showing, then there's something that needs to be fixed with the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. True Tales says, does it help to have the thumbnail text lead into the video title? It can. I made the mistake years ago. I would take my title and I would make that part of my thumbnail, right? Like I thought like, oh, people are just going to read all that. The days of like reading the thumbnails is kind of over, but you can have a few words in there. We usually don't like to not have any more than 3 words, sometimes 4, but typically it's going to be like 2 to 3. And like even today, I think I put in there like, fix this or something, and then an arrow pointing to low views. So like when you're scrolling, you're like, oh, fix this. It's YouTube because I've got the YouTube little screenshot that everybody can recognize that's on YouTube. And then you see the low views with the red arrow pointing down. And then you got another red arrow pointing to it saying on the fix this, and then the arrow pointing to it. You don't even need to look at me. You're just like, you see that and you're like, oh, low views. I can understand that. I'm there, you know what I mean? And then you look at my face and I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, it's terrible. And it's like, that grabs the attention and you're like, this might be something I want to look into because I said, fix this. And then you're thinking to yourself, well, how do I fix this? And here I am delivering on the promise. So was that clickbait? No. It tells the story of what the video is going to be about or what this live stream is going to be about. A lot of times people just slap something up especially on a live stream. Guys, this is a live stream. Okay. We've had I think at our peak today, we had about 70 people on here live, right? Which is awesome. I don't know what our record was, Scotty, here on a live
96,
stream. 90 something. Yeah. So we didn't beat the record today, but that's okay. But here's the deal. We love it that you guys are hanging out with us live. Like we genuinely love it. Like this is awesome. But we know that this is going to go serve 1,000 more people. And over time, even more than that. So that thumbnail is extremely important, even for a live stream that you would just discount and go, yeah, but only 5 people show up to my live stream. When we first started doing our live streams, and Dream Talking with Vicky is on with us today, and I want to give her a freaking shout out. We did our first live stream when we started this channel, and she was our only viewer. Our only viewer. We still did a 30, 40, 50-minute one. Why? Because later you're going to have 100 people see it, 200 people see it. So don't discount those live streams, guys. Don't discount them. So anyway, all right. I think that's what I wanted to cover here. We did have something, though, I wanted to share with you guys, and we're going to share next week all the details. We ran a test yesterday, and I want to pull up the screen real quick because I just want to see what we're at right now, and then we'll come back. We'll check in next week. But let me go ahead and let me share this right here. We're inside the analytics right now, and I got to find out where the heck that is now. I got too many things going on. There we are. Okay. So I want to share this with you. So right here yesterday, these 2 videos, okay? These 2 videos are a test, okay? These are a test. This one here, I basically said, don't like or comment on this video, YouTube experiment. And then this one said, comment on this video, YouTube experiment. So what we basically want to do, and I posted these 2 hours apart. That was another test. And I was like, well, Scotty actually came up with the idea. He's like, we got to do this. We just got to see what happens. And so on this video, the one that said, don't like or comment, it got 3 comments. Of course, you got to get someone that's just got to be that person, right? And then it got 8 likes. Well, this one here got 287 comments and 186 likes. It's got 750 views. So we knew this title was not going to signal the algorithm other than it's going to say YouTube in it. So we knew that, but we were just curious if we put something out there like this and all we did was said, hey, like it or don't like it because we're doing an experiment. How well will it work? Well, right now it's looking like this one is outperforming it and it happens to have comments and likes, but we would have thought it would have gotten pushed even more. Now, again, the verdict's still out. We're not done yet. We're going to give it a full week. And then next week, we're going to come back here and we're going to report on this. So you can see, does it matter if you get comments? Does it matter if you get likes? And I know, Scotty, you had some already early assumptions. I'm curious, where are you at right now looking at this?
I'm the same.
The
I don't know if I really want to say it right now. I'm going to wait until next week. So you guys have to tune in next week.
Okay.
But it definitely made me think some things as far as engagement. It gave me some ideas. And I think this is also a conversation for further tests that we might be doing on this channel. And here's the thing, guys, I'll be honest. We did the test knowing that probably because there's no outlier title kind of use or whatever, that we're like, it's probably not going to get a lot of views, but it's still good to do a test to see. And I will say this, I'll give you a little something. Even though it didn't get a lot of views, surprisingly, it got a lot of impressions. That one that has 750 views or whatever, I think it's over 12,000 impressions. So something to note. We'll go way more into analytics later on.
We're going to unpack that. We're going to unpack that completely next Tuesday. All right. So that's going to be our live stream next week. So come back and we'll talk about engagement. We'll talk about the likes. We'll talk about the comments. We never generally will say, hey, like this video and make sure that you comment. Now, do we get comments naturally? Yes, because I do ask for them, which I think everyone should, but I do it also because we give away a free, a free resource. And then we build our email list doing that, which, by the way, we already did the hooks today. So we said, hey, if you guys want our download, put hooks in the comments and we'll send it to you. Or if you want the 100K roadmap, put that in there. Well, guys, that's also getting engagement, but it also allows us to be able to engage back. So there's a two-way conversation that's happening there. And that's something that, does that help the video get pushed? We don't know, but early results of this other experiment is telling us not as much, but we're going to give it a full 7 days. This thing could take off. It could just die. Who knows? But I know a lot of people are waiting for that. So if you want to see that, make sure that you come back here, or if you're on our email list, we will send you a notification to let you know, hey, we're going live like I did today. By the way, how many of you came over from email? Let me know in the comments. So all right. I think, let's see here. Let's see. What did Scott Squared, did you create? Scott Squared, I like that. Did you create your digital course before or while building your channel? This channel right here is only 9 months old. We did not have a course. We did not have anything to sell, right? And the reason why is because that's how I've done the other businesses that I've ran from a YouTube channel. I started my first one 16 years ago now. And that one there did over 6 figures with only 16,000 subscribers. And it did 6 figures for multiple years. And then built the other channel, Brand Creators. And that did 7 figures, multiple years. So I've done it the same way every single time. It's like, and again, the 100K roadmap covers all of that. Your audience building is your attraction phase. That's where we're attracting the audience. We're dialing the audience in. Then from there, we're getting the relationship built. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I got sirens coming by here. What the heck's going on?
Faint. It's very faint. You're good.
No, I'm not kidding you. They're flying by. Fire truck. Hope no one's house is on fire. Might be one of those kids on a scooter. Those scooters are going crazy around here. You got kids, be careful on those scooters. Telling you what, man, these things are dangerous. But no, we did not have anything created. And, we basically have just followed the same model that I've been doing for years. And you kind of figure out what the audience wants and then you create it, or you have people pre-buy it and then you deliver it. That's basically what we do with our workshops. But good question though. Great question. And then let's see here. Lastly, you see any other quick questions you wanted to answer? I know we got to jump. We got a call with our creators video lab, which is part of our 1K collective. Can you hear the siren, Scotty?
I hear a little bit. Yeah.
Another fire truck.
Hey, I do want to put this up real quick. So you must have been here for a while then, because it says, are you still publishing the videos you did when you recorded a year's worth of content? I just kind of want to bring that up real quick, because that means you're like an OG right now. Because here's the thing. We did that back in September. I think we only had at the time maybe 5,000 subscribers. Maybe not even. Go back and look. I'll have to look. But guys, we did a 24-hour live stream. Like We did not turn the cameras off.
Legit.
24 hours. We did. And it's not just like, oh, yeah, cool, 24-hour live stream. No. We did 52 pieces of content. He did a little bit more than me. You did like 30-something. I did 20-something. And, yeah, we ended up getting that done. And not just recording. We recorded, we edited, and we created thumbnails. All in 24 hours. We got it done barely by the morning. We were spent. But it was something cool we wanted to try out and see how it would do. Didn't lead up to our expectations as far as like growing the channel. However, to answer your question, we do throw some of those videos out once in a while. Not as frequently as like once a week, but I mean, if there's times where it's like for example, if he gets really busy, he might be like, I don't really have time to shoot a video right now. Hey, I'll just pull from the bucket. I mean, we still probably have 40 videos from there. Like we might have,
I think we might have posted like probably 12 or 15. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, 25, 30. Like
I'd say we got 25 or 30 and we'll post them. We will post them because they're all good videos. But we actually shot those so we could actually have a backlog. So if we get in a jam, we can just go ahead and post them. And I've done that. So if you go to the channel and you see any that were shot at the lake house, you'll know the difference, right? Yeah. Those were all shot there. And if you go into our live streaming library, you can actually go through, like there's 8-hour chunks. There's 3 8-hour chunks because we had to break it into 8-hour chunks. You'll see everything. Like you'll see us just kind of hanging out taking a break and then talking and then answering questions and all that stuff. We did like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But we did it. And so, yeah, Jay, thanks for checking in with us, man. Let's see here. Wendy said, will posting more videos more frequently make a big difference to my channel, edited or unedited? You know what? Here's the deal. It can, but if you don't have your niche dialed in and you don't have good titles, then you're just kind of like, you're drilling that well where there's no water, right? Yeah. Like we got to know that stuff is right. So I'm a big fan of trying to increase production, but only if we've gotten on the gold. Right. Like, and I watch Gold Rush. So I always kind of think like, okay, we're going to go over there. We're going to drill a little hole, see if there's any gold. We're going to pan it. Yeah, there's some gold there. Let's set up camp right here and let's start drilling and let's start, panning for gold here. You got to do that little bit of test. That's why in the beginning, we have to test these different buckets and these different subcategories and seeing if it's something that we want to keep, kind of drilling into. So, but anyway, let's see here. Last question. Let's do this one. If change style of my channel, is it better to start a new or do it in an old? If you have an older channel and you can rebrand it and pivot it, then I don't see anything wrong with that. The thing is it's got history. So if it's got history, there's pros and there's cons. The pros are you've got a seasoned account. Can that help you? Maybe a little bit. If you have a new account, it's got nothing to go off of. So everything that you feed it is going to start kind of training the algorithm of the audience that you want to serve. So we personally, this is a brand new channel, but the other channel that I have, Brand Creators, that's 9 years old. That one there, I started out talking about the Amazon space because I was, basically selling on Amazon, e-commerce, all that stuff. And then I transitioned a couple different times in different areas. And now it's more focused on the Etsy platform, but we're about ready to do another pivot there. So you'd have to pivot. And if you do, you got to just be relentless. And it could take 2-3 months before you start to get some traction. But you got to, it's more than just like, I'm going to put up like 6 videos and it's going to retrain. It's not how it works. All right. Okay, cool. So we got to get rolling. We've got another call, guys. We've got a call with our Creators Video Lab. And if you're wondering what that is, well, it's basically where we hang out with some more creators that are part of our 1K collective. And we're going to be reviewing some intros today. We've got about 10 of them lined up. I know some people have reached out and said, how do I become part of that? We open the 1K collective every so often. But right now, it's technically closed. So keep an eye out for that. If you're on our email list, you'll have opportunities to potentially join that in the future. Also, we do some private invites at times. So if you want to be part of our workshops that we have, well, we've got one coming up in about a week from now. I'm going to announce it on Friday of what the topic's going to be and what we're going to be doing, what our project is, because these are kind of like project based. And then that's going to be happening the following Saturday. So if you're on our email list, keep an eye out for that. It'll be very affordable too, by the way, guys, under $50. So if you guys have ever wanted to kind of hang out with us for an afternoon and kind of roll up our sleeves and kind of get something done, it'll be the time to do it. Scotty and I will be there for about 2 hours, and we're going to do it on a Saturday. So get on that list if you want.
I also want to say, if you guys have questions that we didn't get answered and you want a chance to get your question answered for our podcast, we need more questions coming in. So if you go to speakpipe.com/live video school, you can actually do an audio message to us. You get 90 seconds, submit that question. We're always looking for more questions. We do have a lot that have came in, but we always love new questions, some that we haven't heard before. So that way we can potentially do it on the podcast, which we do every Sunday. So every Sunday around noon, we drop an episode at our creators lunch table. And so if you want to have that potentially get answered, just record it at speakpipe.com/live video school.
Yeah. And just make sure you mention your channel, because it's a free little shout out too, by the way.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, we got to jump and we got another call to get on, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And hopefully this was helpful. Let us know in the comments, was this helpful? And if you feel like it, you don't have to, but if you want to, show a little love and hit that old like button. We'll see if that helps the old algorithm here. Sure. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Links will be in the description of things that we talked about today. The free resources will be there as well. So make sure you go grab them. And who knows, maybe we'll see you, I don't know, next Saturday, not this coming, but the following Saturday on the workshop that we're going to be teaching. So maybe we'll see you there. All right, guys, take care. Take action. We'll talk to you soon. Keep after it.